I know our perfect system is not that. It's not perfect. But what is this constant obsession with trying to be more like Europe? Do you know before 1900, they were trying to be like us? Let me show you this picture of the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that's France. They're building this in France. Why? For a gift? Really? Who gives that? Okay, Forbes doesn't go to your wedding. Nobody gives a gift like that. Bill Gates doesn't give that. Nobody gives a gift like that. What were they doing? They were trying to show the French, look at America. We should be more like that. And at the time, we were expanding. But about the same time they sent that statue over here, we switched places. We started mimicking them because all of our elites went over to college and universities. Yes, universities over in Europe. I'm much smarter now because I went over onto the continent. Yeah. Ever since then, we began contracting. The more we follow Europe, the more problems we have. They are imploding. Spain has 18.1% unemployment at the end of '09. Ask the doctors, they know. It's expected to hit 20% this year. You want 20% unemployment? Hey, we can do it for you. Let's do some green jobs like Spain did. Greece? Yeah, Greece broke. England? On the brink of economic disaster. Total mess. We're looking at this model. By the way, the blue is, oh my gosh, collapse. The red, yeah, pretty soon collapse. Who looks at this and says, yeah, I got to get me some of this, huh? We're marching down the road to European socialized health care. We're looking for bigger government. We're looking to get into bed with our unions. What? Who's orchestrating the riots in Greece? Who are the ones protesting? Unions. Why are they protesting? Because the union pensions can't be paid. Sound familiar? Despite the reams and reams of evidence to show spending in big government isn't working, for some reason our government is saying, we got to be like these guys. How does this make sense? How does it make sense to have Andy Stern, who is currently bankrupting the unions that he runs, this guy? We have him now trying to work on the deficit. Here's a guy who is for global government and globalization. He's going to be on the committee to fix our deficit. Right. And then how is he going to be the guy who's going to address all of America's concerns? You know, the American worker. How is this guy going to protect the American worker when he's creating a global union? Could we just noodle it for just a second? Because it doesn't work. How about cap and trade? We're still pushing that. You've got to be kidding me. Even the progressive Republican, Senator Lindsey Graham, has proposed now putting a price on carbon. Oh, well, Lindsey, that's going to be good for the economy. Let's start with a very focused carbon tax. Focus. Did I remind you a minute ago, Spain, they tried this. They're paying the price for every green job gain. Of course, they don't have that, probably the greatest gift of the 20th century to mankind, Van Jones creating it. But Spain, I'm sure, has somebody equally as cool creating green jobs. For every one they gain, they lose two somewhere else in the economy. And do you remember what the president said, watch this, about cap and trade on the campaign trail?
My plan of a cap and trade system,
yeah,
electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket.
Oh, that's going to be good. Necessarily skyrocket. The only way any of this makes any sense at all is if you include the theory that we've talked about on this show many, many times, Cloward and Piven. These are popular and influential radical leftists who felt the only way to implement the system that they wanted was to collapse the current one. Remember, everybody who grew up in the 60s, you know, or dope-smoking, pot-smoking hippies that were having free love, man, revolution. These are the people running our country right now. So they said, well, we're going to finally have our revolution. They will collapse it, but they'll have a structure of a new system in place. That's what healthcare and cap and trade is all about. Power and money. Come on. Europe is falling apart. It's not like they're proudly running infomercials right now. Hey, America, are you tired of the same old boring republic? Well, we got a system for you. No. No. Why are we looking to this as a new model? Their model isn't working. And they're not, it's not like, oh, I don't know. There's too much government control here. We need to scale it back. No, no, no. In fact, what they're doing is the opposite. As these are collapsing, Germany and France have come up with a new idea. See if this sounds familiar. A new idea. What they're going to do is they're going to put this new structure in. They're going to double down. And they're going for an even more oppressive and bloated government. The doctors know. The new system that they're talking about resembles, a little bit more like China. China, you see, is becoming the new it model around the globe because, well, at least that's working. Yes, they have slaves. China is what Europe says is the new model. Well, guess what? We're all moving towards China. We should consider ourselves lucky if we come out of this thing looking like France. Here's the progression. This is progress for you. And progressives, please answer this question. Progress means you're moving someplace. Where are we moving to? Where's the end goal? Show me the end goal. Would you do that? Where do we stop? Here's where we started. No government, anarchy. With the Articles of Confederation, we were right here in anarchy. Didn't work. So in 1791, we did a constitutional republic. And we told, our founders promised that our federal government would never leave this circle. Never. And then we drifted, so we upped the circle just a little bit, and drifted. 1900, progressives, they decide, instead of taking it, this is where Teddy Roosevelt, he took us over here, but at 1900, here's what they did. Where's the eraser? Here's what the progressives did. This is no longer a choice. No, this is outdated, it's old, it doesn't work. No. We start here. Now, we don't want to go all the way here. So we're just going to go here. Woodrow Wilson, FDR. Now, here's Europe. Here's where we are now under Obama. We're almost at Europe. But Europe is collapsing, and Europe is making progress this direction too. So when this collapses, well, that wasn't big enough government, so maybe we should look over here. Oh, now we're into Russia territory. Wouldn't that be great? And what's right after Russia? On the progress, the scale of progress to an even better government? China. You ask anybody who really looks at global politics, and they will tell you China is the new goal. Why do you think there's so many Maoists hanging around the White House? Ron Bloom, Anita Dunn, Van Jones. Because this is where we're headed unless we put the brakes on. It's not a place you want to live. Yeah, they have 200 million people living comfortably in middle class. It's great. But another billion are living in complete and total hell, poverty, and oppression. Show the debt clock, please. Let me see if I have this right. We owe this right now. This is what's on the bottom line right now. But the real number is almost $120 trillion. Now, so they say we're going to fix this with government because evil health care, evil health insurance companies. What we do is we have to have people without pre-existence. So in other words, if you're sick, you have cancer, the health insurance companies have to take you. And they can never, ever drop you. Oh. Well, that's a business model that only the doctor over here really understands. Because I don't. It doesn't work in business. It'll put all of the insurance companies out of business, period. And that's the intention. Collapse the system, create a new one. And one of the guys right smack dab in the middle of it is Andy Stern from SEIU.